one time when I was much, much younger, I went to see my old boy for some coins, some coins. And I was on my way out to a competition that should I win, I could get like £500 and then travel to the UK for an international version of the program. It was called The Young Debaters. That was my second attempt, and I really meant it. Little did I know my old boy was kint that day. He was broke. You know that thing when you're going out and you go to see your dad for some money? Yeah. Those days, anytime I told him I was going out, particularly for a debate, he would give me something small Pro Max to encourage me, you see. So I was expecting that usual something small Pro Max. And I was off for Nikapre. Me too, I didn't study the climatic conditions well, whether it was a sunny and bright or something, or it was cloudy and hazy. I just carried my innocent, jolly self to him. Daddy, I have finished. The response was brutal. So now you pretend to be me and I, my old boy, so that I'll give you his kind of reaction, right? So say, Daddy, I've finished. Just say, have you said that already? Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, so let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Everybody. So what should I do? Slow, Charlie. Slow. When I realized the thing boomerang, I said, oh, Daddy, I'm leaving. So I thought I will come so that you pray for me. Now the yawa was on him. It is your prayer I wanted, not your money. In truth, I wanted the money. Eventually, he did. He prayed for me, and then he gave me something small as well. I won't tell you what happened later. Just that what's happening in the country lately sort of gives me the sense that the country is so broke, but just like daddies, they won't tell you they are broke. They will hide their brokenness. But when you do, some small mistake, they won't tell you they're broke. When you do some small mistake, then they will put it aside. You ask for something small, then, this is something small, then you get me, right? You get me? Yeah. Just look around. Except that this time, we are using power, intimidation, force, silence, and blackmail, etc., to cover our brokenness. Because, we brag that we could do better. We have overpromised, and now the promises are, we are breaking our necks, but we are not humble enough to say, look, over we challenge. Some of the things we say we go do, make we review some things then see. That be the whole story. On top of that, because of our own penchant for living large, we are not in tune with the reality. So the whole thing make passa. Could you imagine? People say the government has lost touch with the people so much such that after the e-cake brouhaha, the president's own Twitter account shared this so-called unemployment story of a certain Francis.
My name is Francis. I finished Takoradi Technical University 5 years ago. Getting a job has been a challenge for my friends and I. Recently, when I heard of the government's YouStart project, I renewed hope. My friends and I are looking forward to the new opportunity of YouStart, so we can create our own jobs and employ others. Our youth need jobs. Government needs revenue to create jobs. Let's support revenue mobilization. Let's support e-levy. E-levy for development.
This one is an unemployed graduate. Talk about adding insults to injury. Seriously, who wrote that script? You don't see anything wrong with it. Eh? You don't. Anyway, Francis, you're unemployed and you are using gadgets that people who have worked for 6 years and have been saving all these while are unable to buy and still can't buy. Or it's for your brother. Oh, I see. He works so you play. Okay, carry on. You are being where? You paint the picture better. The rich kid is telling the poor one there is no money, so he should sacrifice his anchovies, Katasku boys, so that a bigger meal can be cooked for everyone, while he, the rich kid, munches on chicken and butter in both hands. Clap for Iabine. I love that. It works. Welcome to the show. This is Backpage on City TV. My name is Caleb Kuda. A couple of years ago, Dr. Baumia told us that we are suffering. He gave us a profile of Ghanaians who are suffering. Do you remember?
The economic crisis is everywhere. You care to look outside of Flagstaff House, of course. Teachers are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. And nursing trainees are suffering. Patients are suffering. Students are suffering. Traders are suffering. Pensioners are suffering. Drivers are suffering. Contractors are suffering. Civil servants are suffering. And farmers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering. And industries are suffering. Artisans are suffering. And Kayaye are suffering. The disabled are suffering. And men are suffering. Women are suffering. And children and Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Exactly. Dr. Baumia, looks like you have to update the list because the youth in afforestation say they are suffering.
Are suffering.
So, Dr. Baumia, when I mention all the people on the new suffering register, then you respond, okay? Youth in afforestation.
Are suffering.
Youth in afforestation for cry. It's been 4 months and you are crying. Some NAPCO people say it's been 1 year. Others say 5 months. 5 months this, them not pay them. NAPCO people, what are you saying?
How can you look after your wife and children at the age of 33? You've not even thought of marrying. As now most of us are scared of dating girls.
You're scared of dating.
We are scared of dating. Why? How can you date when you can't even take out money? When you can't do that, how can you date?
Have your girl left?
How? A long time ago. How can you survive? How can you give her food?
Bro, you ain't got money. You want a girl. Anyway, everyone deserves love, yeah? Yeah. Just that Amachi Dede once said, Emma Pesoko. Thank you. So let's update the register, yeah? Dr. Baumia, please. Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, let's go. NAMCO beneficiaries
are suffering.
Dr. Baumia, you're doing well. I'm impressed. We see you and we see e-levy. When are you actually going to talk about the e-levy, though?
Hey, Asemo.
I love that response. Fellow Ghanaians, you get it? If you don't get it, then forget about it. But still, on NAPCO though, government officials say they're sorting the beneficiaries out. But the beneficiaries say, Amalewo. How?
The new model seems to be different. They say over close to a year they've not been paid. Is that true?
It's never true.
It's true.
It's never true.
It's true.
Please, I'm one of the managers, and it's never true unless, of course, you have a peculiar problem. If you don't have a peculiar problem, all those who don't have peculiar problem, ask them. They have been paid, with the exception of the last 2 months, which is September, October. Anybody who has not been paid the September, October means that he has a peculiar problem.
Mr. Tina Kaya, Dr. Baumia, the NAMCO people say that your men can do the it's true, it's never true, it's true, it's never true, that all they want. But they're breaking the eight, you know. You understand?
You cannot manage the economy with propaganda. In fact, you can engage in all the propaganda you want, but if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
The thing is, the city crown, the way it is going, I'm so kind of spare parts dealers. How are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? Or you want me to re-register you on the suffering database? Oh, okay. Dr. Baumia, I'm so kind of spare parts dealers.
Are suffering.
Great job, Dr. Baumia. By the way, Doc, it looks like we have to re-register the commercial drivers in the suffering database because, hey, drivers say they are sovereign. Drivers, come and register, please. Don't forget to bring your Ghana card. And so one logo line.
I'm a packet boss. Because we 3 days in the food and my tar. Mena Musa, Minubia, no food, Nasa. Food in shop. Indeed, yes, I said, you see, I know food and there was so many before my, and yes, I dare. Nay, and Messia can't credit say, I pack is you are in me finally. Messiano, O Toya, wouldn't me friend run off for Nasa.
It's not going to help us at all, especially because I don't know what to do. I have not increased what I'm selling now. So if they increase the transport, I mean, it's going to affect me. It's going to affect my daily activities a lot.
Oh, okay. So, Dr. Baumia, as usual, drivers are
suffering.
Nice one there. Passengers, if the drivers are complaining, dear, then multi because the fuel price, no, it has broken the 8 or okay, almost broken, almost.
Social media was awash with pictures and commentary of yet another increment in prices of fuel products on Thursday night through to Friday. Consumers of fuel products, especially commercial vehicle drivers, were concerned about having to pay higher prices for the same quantity of product, whilst other fuel pumps were yet to effect the adjustment of prices for the second pricing window in February. Total, a major brand in the fuel business, had pegged its price at 7 Ghana cedis 99 pesos. Many customers believe the continuous price adjustments will impact negatively on their finances.
Now that means that the cost of food will shoot up and the food insecurity will be a challenge. That means that the urban poor will suffer because as for low-income households in rural areas, dear, Dr. Baumia, to obey so.
Teachers are suffering. Teacher trainees are suffering. Nurses are suffering. And nursing trainees are suffering. Patients are suffering. Students are suffering. Traders are suffering. Pensioners are suffering. Drivers are suffering. Contractors are suffering. Civil servants are suffering. And farmers are suffering. Fishermen are suffering. And industries are suffering. Artisans are suffering and Kayaye are suffering. The disabled are suffering and men are suffering. Women are suffering and children and Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
You know, the thing is that even headmasters are not seeing. They're not seeing top.
Call on the Minister of Education to stop this appointment of heads from the ministry and allow the Ghana Education Service, the institution mandated to implement Ghana's policy of education, to use its long-standing time-tested procedure of appointment to all senior high schools in this country.
No, Dr. Baumia, right now you are going ahead of me. Please. Follow me, Boko. You understand? Let's go. Headmasters are suffering. Very good at all. The interesting thing about the headmasters and mistresses is that they are suffering in silence, whether food is there or not. They dare not say it, especially to the media. How dare you? You will be transferred here. You don't know why it's going on. Our elders say that he go to that mass to die.
Hey, Asemo.
No, Dr. Baumia, take your time. This one, it is a proverb. You understand? So you don't need to continue. A he-goat that must to die always dances close to the abattoir. That's just by the way. Buffer stock suppliers, I hear government owes them more than 3 million Ghana cedis. I'm told contractors are owed like 5 billion. Dr. Baumia, buffer stock suppliers, contractors
are suffering.
Yo, apparently the contractors are owed 8 billion. 8 and not 5. By the way, to those drivers who are complaining about the ever-increasing price of fuel, this is for you.
Obiansuma okato. Sawaso okato. Yetufu emwa yedin. Medru nko. Bicycle abubu ya. Pragya. Na ukotoka.
Annoying. I mean, this is so painfully annoying yet funny at the same time. Salaries have not increased, but prices rather, of everything else, it just keeps going up. But you see, Ghanaians, sometimes you can be so unreasonable. Fuel prices the world over are shooting up. Bassa. And I'm a boy. That's it. So you can't blame Akpefo and Dr. Baumia for that. Just that. As I am from.
Petrol so who do also another petrol and the Baba Yamaso is a Baba Yapo. There's one breast of bread in Yapo one. And then only cake once in the year.
Fellow Ghanaians, good evening. Guys, let's go for a break. When we return, break. Welcome from that break. This is Backpage on City TV. I am Caleb Kuda. Look, the way NPP MPs are chastising Atajuana, I don't like it.
Say, maybe me perceive one yes, and then make us ensure boy, I'll say, boy, yes, a pampam. Yeah, MP for your parliament, year 138. Meka Honorable Speaker of Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament can wear 138 and the majority caucus. Majority caucus, 137 AMP before. And yeah, before the BR 136 Eco Parliament, back with your showma. Now, and before Casa, nobody has 7 and I'm chair, and then make a plane in your plane fan. And then Monday, you ra address you know Parliament. The baby or one the other pseudonym.
See, they can't do you for what? I'm telling you, they can't do you for go. Don't mind them, okay? Ataja, you what the nibium. Ataja, you what the do as you feel, okay? Don't mind anybody. I'm just wondering if you're still paid as a minister or MP or both while you're away. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. But if that is the case, that must be really sweet. I mean, earning money as MP and minister when you have been absent practically the whole time. Wow. I mean, this must be the new definition of protecting the public purse. Amazing. All these are happening. Plenty ministers. Hey, the fantastic ministers. All of them. V8, free fuel, no light bill, no water bill. But they want us to pay e-levy. Anyway, Dr. Baumia, please help me for the last time. Atajua is...
Are suffering.
Now, Dr. Baumia, we need to hold on there because I'm not sure if Atajua is the one suffering or it is the majority that is suffering ahead of all the E-levy brouhaha. And for some reason, sincerely, I don't like how, honestly, I don't like how John Mahama told the Christian Council his mind. No, I suffered on behalf of Christian Council. Mahama, you didn't try. Honest.
You, the speaker, must sit in the chair and do a division. And then you say, I've done the division, the accounting. I'm now going to get out of the chair and let the second deputy speaker who has voted come and sit in so that I can also go and vote. Our constitution doesn't allow that. And it was felt that our MPs should sit timidly and let them pass this unconstitutionality. It won't happen. And so, yes, I'm happy that that rowdy scene has woken your consciences that you must intervene, because there's a lot that is happening in this country that if we don't intervene, it would upset our democracy.
Honestly, Mr. Mahama, this is nothing. You can't do that. How can you tell people like this in their face? It's not nice. Dear Christian Council, please, with all the suffering that is going on, are you suffering some? In this guy, you just suffer somewhere. But you are not suffering. By the power of the anointing, they get waivers. Anyway, let's move on. I am compromised on this one. I mean, just that I miss a glow. Is that a glow? A glow? No. I mean, not the prayer group, by the way. No. I'm talking about a grow. Try. How are you? We miss you. So, Nekwakrano, guys, Nekwakrano, in conclusion, the E-levy, how?
Mr. Matthew, you bet you are one way, you're going to put me up on your for a bet you are. About why Yabi, let's go on to we're going to have a desire. I bet you yet a night, you're not a money bad. Yet a night, you're yet a night, and our yard, yeah. You bet you.
Wow. So this lady, government must find her and make her their spokes something, because she says we are all an ungrateful bunch of people. I guess in her view, the E-levy shouldn't suffer any further. But let me ask my boss. He pays me. I mean, boss, that's it. Make we pay. The E-levy make we do. You go increase one table toppings. You go increase up. I just did this.
In fact, you can sell all those V8 and build 3 hospitals or more. We are wasteful. Government is too big. We spend too much money on things that are not necessary. You've not paid NAPCO. You've not paid Youth in Afforestation. You've not paid LEAP. Why are you paying ministers? If there's no food in the house, who doesn't eat first? Isn't it? Yes. So you can't tell me that. How many months arrears are ministers' salaries? Why haven't you paid NAPCO? Pay them.
One of them, fellow Ghanaians, my general manager has spoken. E-levy.